नमस्कार दोस्तों, वेलकम टू ऑल आवर फ्रेंड्स टू जॉइन दी सेशन टुडे। विल जस्ट वेट अ मिनट और सो। काफ़ी सारे हमारे दोस्त लोग अभी भी सेशन ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं। इन अ मिनट विल स्टार्ट द सेशन। Namaskar dosto. So let's start with the session today. So today my colleague Ashwin is not there, so I'll be taking the session today. So first let's just go through the market setup. Market का क्या current structure है इसके बारे में एक बार वापस we'll just look at the key levels for the market and then we'll look at the key sectors जो आज focus में है. तो पहला तो आज एक्सपायरी है सेंसेक्स का, तो आज मार्केट रिलेटिवली कम वॉलेटाइल है कंपेयर्ड टू व्हाट इट वाज यस्टरडे. आज ऑलमोस्ट एक साइडवेज कंसोलिडेशन जैसा बन रहा है निफ्टी में. सो द इंडेक्स कंटिन्यूज टू टेक सपोर्ट. अभी करंट अगर निफ्टी का वैल्यू देखा जाए, इट इज एट 25,762 करंट निफ्टी का स्पॉट लेवल. एंड क्लियरली यू कैन सी दैट इंडेक्स लास्ट ऑलमोस्ट 3-4 ट्रेडिंग सेशन से इसी लेवल पे सपोर्ट ले रहा है. That is 25,600. 25,600 is an extremely crucial support zone for the index currently. At that particular point, we also have the 100-day exponential moving average इसी level पे, that is 25,600. We have a positive view कि जब तक ये particular zone जो है, जब तक ये defend करता है, the index holds on to this particular zone, we should see a slight recovery in the market. तो अभी करंट जंक्चर पे जो मेन फोकस है मार्केट का वो ट्रेड डील के रिगार्डिंग है. व्हाट आउटकम कम्स रिगार्डिंग द ट्रेड डील, दैट्स द बिग अनाउंसमेंट व्हिच इज एक्सपेक्टेड. द टाइम फ्रेम इज नॉट क्लियर बट दैट्स द मेन इवेंट व्हिच इज प्लेइंग आउट इन द मार्केट. और इसके अलावा रिजल्ट सीजन भी करंटली चालू है. सो टुडे वी हैव द लाइक्स ऑफ इन्फोसिस जो आज रिजल्ट्स अनाउंस करने वाले हैं. एंड सैटरडे को वी हैव द टू बिग हैवीवेट काउंटर्स फ्रॉम द बैंकिंग and the financial space, that is ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank. ये दो स्टॉक्स का वेटेज ऑलमोस्ट बैंक निफ्टी में 50% है. एंड निफ्टी में अगर देखा जाए तो बैंकिंग और फाइनेंशियल स्टॉक्स का वेटेज जो है दैट इज ऑलमोस्ट 30-32%. तो काफ़ी सारे लार्ज कैप काउंटर्स के रिजल्ट्स आने वाले हैं नेक्स्ट फ्यू डेज में. सो दैट्स द मेन फोकस ऑफ द मार्केट फ्रॉम अ शॉर्ट टर्म पर्सपेक्टिव. ऊपर में अगर देखा जाए, सो इफ यू कैन क्लियरली सी, दिस इज वेयर द रेजिस्टेंस इज 25,930 940 लेवल. That's where the 50-day exponential moving average also is, and also where the 20-day moving average comes. So ये जो band है that is closer towards 25,940 960, that's where the clean resistance comes for the index from a short term perspective. तो जो ब्रॉड रेंज है इंडेक्स का, दैट इज 25,600 ऑन द डाउन साइड एंड 25,940 ऑन द अप साइड. Coming to the sectorial indices, so let's just quickly glance at Bank Nifty once today. So you can clearly see, अगर Bank Nifty का chart देखा जाए, it is clearly outperforming the frontline index Nifty. Bank Nifty currently is at 59,657 levels. If you see the chart structure also of Bank Nifty, you compare it with Nifty, you can clearly see that the index is already trading above its short-term average. So the short-term average, that is the 20-day moving average for Bank Nifty, is at 59,506. We are about 150 points above the short-term average as well. So clearly there is outperformance which is being seen in this particular segment of the market. If you take in terms of outperformance, sectors which are clearly outperforming, one of them is Bank Nifty. The other sector today which is doing really well is the metal space. We'll quickly discuss regarding the metal space as well. But let's just quickly one by one just brush up on all the main sectors and the market setup. So Bank Nifty, like I mentioned, is the clean outperforming sector. Now let's go to the main sector which is in focus today. That is the metal index. तो आज अगर metal index का chart देखा जाए, it is clearly given a fresh breakout on the upside, and it is trading at a fresh all-time high. So many times we have discussed this. The index, that is metal index, it has given a long-term breakout on the daily chart. The breakout point had come closer towards 10,300, 10,400 levels itself, and we have a positive view on the index, and gradually we expect this particular index to move towards 12,400 to 13,000 levels from a medium term perspective. So anyone who has जिनके भी portfolio में metal stocks है, it is better to continue holding on to these counters. There is clearly good positive traction which is being seen in the metal space. It's the metal index has given a breakout of almost 1.5 year. So we expect this positive momentum to continue in the index. So currently the index is at 11,660. The first target is 12,400, followed by 13,000, which is the actual target that we expect in the metal index. If you take it from a short-term perspective, जब तक the index is above the levels of 11,080, 11,060 levels, जो recent swing low है, we expect the positive continuation on the upside. You can clearly see since the breakout has come over here, the index has clearly sustained above its short-term moving average, that is the 20-day moving average. So that's where the real momentum. आज के day पे almost all the metal counters, you take the likes of Tata Steel, you take the likes of Hindustan Copper, Hindustan Zinc, वेदांता, ये सारे काउंटर्स में अच्छा खासा मूवमेंट आज देखने को मिल रहा है. Let's quickly look at the chart of Sensex. There is a request for that as well. So if you see Sensex today, it's mostly been range bound, but we have a positive view on the index. So currently we have the index quoting at 83,746 levels. It's trading closer towards its over here. So the momentum that we expect on the upside is last के 1 hour में there could be a bit of further short covering in the market, which could take the index closer towards 83,950, 84,000 levels on the upside. So we expect a relative positive momentum in trade today till the time today's levels are defended. So for if you take for Sensex specifically, the first support zone would come closer towards 83,400 level, followed by the mark of 83,000 level. So till the time 83,400 is defended currently. Now if you see, if you take the 5-minute chart as well for the stock index, so currently we are at 83,476. The level that I'm talking about is this particular one. So till the time the index gives respect to 83,400 levels, we expect the index to gradually once make an attempt towards 83,900, 84 levels on the upside. Before going towards, just let's quickly look at what is the major macro development over the last few days. जो सबसे बड़ा important price action जो देखने को मिल रहा है, that is in crude oil prices. So crude oil के अगर charts देखा जाए, there has been a sharp rebound which has been seen. So crude oil which was trading below $64 a barrel for a major part of the last 20-25 days has witnessed a sharp uptick in price action. So crude oil which is at 64 has witnessed a breakout above its previous resistance mark. तो chart पे आप clearly देख सकते हो the previous swing high, this particular point that I'm highlighting on the chart, 63.9, which is the previous resistance zone, has been taken out by Brent crude, and till the time the levels of around 61, 62 are held, we expect Brent crude to gradually move towards 67 levels on the upside. So that's where the first and major next resistance is for Brent crude prices. So Brent crude में it is all to do with the recent geopolitical developments. First one was with US almost literally taking over Venezuela, and the second is the instability which is currently playing out in the Middle East as well. So Iran, Iraq, all those places, Iran especially has a bit of geopolitical problems, and that's caused the oil prices to escalate. One second. Yeah. So if you see this Brent crude prices escalating is a slight negative for us as well, because still we have a lot of our crude oil which is still imported in dollar terms, but still it is in comfortable territory. The last 1.5 year or so, Brent crude prices have been relatively stable below the mark of 70. Ek bar if you see once during August we had seen a spike towards 72 levels, and post that we have relatively been trading on the negative side. So Brent crude till the time it is between 60 66, it's comfortable for us as well. So there was just a question regarding India VIX and the dollar index. So just let's quickly take that as well. तो डॉलर इंडेक्स का अगर चार्ट देखा जाए, देर हैज बीन डेफिनेटली बीन अ स्ट्रॉन्ग पुल इन द डॉलर इंडेक्स. So dollar index which was closer towards 97 90 97.5 levels has moved now closer towards 90 level 99 level mark. डॉलर इंडेक्स के लिए सबसे मेन मेजर हर्डल अगर देखा जाए डेली टाइम फ्रेम पे, देन इट इज द लेवल्स ऑफ 100.4. On multiple occasions the dollar index has come closer towards this particular mark and failed to sustain above this particular level. Whenever there is a correction in the dollar index, it's a positive for us. When there is a surge in the dollar index, it's slightly negative. It is believed that when the dollar index corrects, there is a flow of funds towards the emerging markets, including India. But for us, that particular play has not worked out so well over the last few years. So even if you see in terms of fund flow, FI का जो fund flow है, it has not been anything great for the Indian equity market. If you take the data points, if you see the FI data once, you can clearly see it for the current series, that is the Jan series. The FI fund flow has been clearly on the negative side. We have almost 16,925 crores of FI fund flow, which is there on the negative side. There has not been any major single day where FIs have purchased in the cash market in the current Jan series. In comparison to that, the DIs have purchased to the extent of 24,924 crores. But it is an important to note that actually last अगर 2020 से देखा जाए, there has not been any single year where the FIs have purchased significantly in the secondary market. Almost all the days, almost all the years since 2020, the FI net outflow only has been seen in the secondary market. Whatever rally that we have seen has been based on the DI buying and the buying from the retail participants in terms of SIP activity, that is systematic investments, as well as the mutual fund industry supporting the markets to a large extent. That's it. Now we could take any questions. So if all our friends have any questions, anything against any stock or any levels, we could take the Q&A. So I'll just quickly go through the questions one by one. It'll be good. So there is a question regarding India VIX. Why is it flat? Actually, the India VIX has is rebounded to an extent. It has been actually trading closer towards almost the historical low levels. 9 to 8.5 was historically low levels for the market. From there, we have witnessed a pullback towards the levels of 11.2. This type of pullback is bound to happen. See, there are 3 4 major events which are happening simultaneously. One is the a bit of panic which was caused about post Donald Trump announcing that countries still importing crude oil from Russia could face almost 500% extra tariff. That led to a bit of panic. Then we have the union budget, which is on 1st of Feb. We also have the current result season underway. So ये 2 3 major factors है which has brought about a bit of fear in the market. See, India VIX when there is panic in the market, India VIX is also known as a इनवर्स इंडिकेटर ऑफ दी, मतलब जो फियर इंडिकेटर जो हम लोग बोलते हैं, इंडिया विक्स इज ऑल्सो नोन एज अ फियर इंडेक्स. नाउ आई जस्ट टेल यू क्विकली, सी इंडिया विक्स कैन गो अप if there is sharp buying of options. It can be either call option or it could be put option. There is no specific thing that way that only if put options, if you buy India VIX can go up. India VIX can go up when there is frantic buying of options, but on majority of the occasions you will never see frantic buying of call options. It is generally traders who want to hedge their position against major activities will consider to buy put options. So you take majority of the large portfolio. Most of the traders are long only traders, मतलब उनका position long side पे ही generally रहता है. And in order to hedge those positions ahead of major events or major geopolitical events, traders consider to buy put options. And that is why you will see that whenever there is a bit of panic in the market or any ahead of any major event where it is a bit uncertain, at that point of time traders will go ahead and buy a bit of put options. So that's why you will see that whenever the markets are slightly in a correction phase, India VIX tends to rise, and that is why it has generally tends to have an inverse correlationship, and it is also known as a fear index in the market. That's the basic and simple understanding of India VIX. So still it is still not closer. It's nowhere closer towards its averages. Averages generally previously used to be between 13 to 15 levels. That's where the index average generally tends to be. Still we are at 11.1. Nowhere anywhere that there is any major panic or extreme fear in the market currently. It's only when India VIX goes ahead and sustains above the levels of 16, then we could say that there is some major fear or panic in the market. Historically, if you now let's just quickly take, since we are at the topic, we'll just quickly take the weekly chart of India VIX. So the last time India VIX went closer or above 30 levels, majorly was during the election time, ahead of the union elections. So that particular time we had seen India VIX move towards 30-31 levels. Post that there has during the war like situation which happened, that time there was a bit of fear wherein India VIX had moved towards 23 levels. Other than that, hardly any levels movement is being seen. Clearly you can see that India VIX had come to 9.5 levels, and now we are at 11.19. So now let's quickly take the individual stocks. Yeah. So quickly, one by one, I'll take the query. So the first question is regarding: do you see reversal in IRFC, Railtel, Eternal? One second. See, railway stocks. This is a theme which is extremely volatile and generally tends to show movement ahead of the union budget itself. This you have to position yourself in such a manner that you are ahead of the curve. At present it's a tricky situation. We are at 122 levels, and it's better to wait for a bit of momentum to resurface in the particular counters, because if there is no momentum, the volatility in the railway stocks is extremely fast. You can clearly see we witnessed a move from 110 to 140, from 140 again back towards 120 levels. So if you have an existing position, please do trade the railway counters with a stop loss of anywhere between 4 to 6%, because the type of moves which come over there are quite swift, and it's better to reduce the positions ahead of the union budget. If you get a good move before the union budget, it's better to close out the trade and then wait it out, because most of the time historically we have seen that once the union budget is over, we see a sharp correction or dip in most of the railway counters, because it's a long term play. There will be a lot of announcements in the union budget regarding the railway sector or the defense space, but to actually execute them and the numbers to reflect in the company's balance sheets, it takes a lot of time. So just at that particular moment, we will see decent amount of momentum. But once the event plays out, on historically, I'm not saying every particular time, but historically we have seen that once the event is out, railway stocks, defense counters tend to come under a bit of pressure. So from a trading perspective, it is fine, but from investment perspective, you should definitely have a slightly longer term horizon. Now coming to Eternal. So if you see Eternal, that is, there has been a decent recovery in the last three trading sessions. So anyone having a position, so now the stock is at 297. So anyone having a position should consider the first immediate stop loss would be closer towards 284 levels, followed by the recent swing low, that is 277, 276. So till the time this particular level holds, we could expect a bit of pullback towards the levels of 310 on the upside. So Garuda, if you see, the stock is has witnessed a sharp rebound from its 200-day moving average. The stock had corrected to almost 160 levels, and from there we witnessed an extremely sharp pullback. So if you have a position, I would suggest you to hold it with the recent large candlestick lows as the stop loss. It's a huge candle. So somewhere between 173 to 168 is the major support zone for the stock. Till the time this particular zone holds, you can continue holding it. The actual trend reversal will be seen once the stock sustains about 204. So once the stock sustains about 204, we could see positive traction in the counter towards 210 to 20 levels on the upside. Coming to CG Power. So if you see, most of the capital goods stocks came under a bit of pressure post the announcement which was made. So there is further no clear clarification. So there was a bit of news which came out that the government may allow Chinese companies to participate in the power sector bidding. That is, so post that we have seen a sharp drop in the capital goods stocks, and CG Power is also one of them, which witnessed a correction from 660 levels closer towards 578. Clearly, at the current juncture, the trend is slightly on the negative side. If you just quickly have a look on the weekly time frame as well, last 3 weeks we are witnessing sharp drop in the price action. So currently we are at 579. Immediately for the trend reversal to come about, also the stock should move above the levels of 630 on the upside. Till the time that does not happen, we relatively expect the stock to trade with a slight negative bias. So Oil India, clearly, so Oil India is a direct one-to-one correlationship with the crude oil prices. So you can clearly see, like I'll just first show the prices of crude oil, and you can clearly see the chart of. So this is the rebound that we have got in crude oil prices from $60 a barrel. We have come closer towards 64, $66 a barrel, not 66, but 64 and a half dollars a barrel is what we have come. टू स्टॉक्स जिसका डायरेक्ट कोरिलेशनशिप है with the oil prices is ONGC and Oil India. These are the two direct plays which have a positive correlationship with the crude oil prices, because they are direct, means they are having their entire raw material is crude oil, and that's what they do exploration in. So Oil India and ONGC, both the counters have witnessed a decent rebound. So till the time there is positive action expected, so if you have a position from a short term perspective, it's very large movements which have come about. So till the time the stock is above 440, you can continue holding on to your position. अगर आपका position है counter में, then please continue holding on to it. We could see a bit of positive momentum continue in this particular counter. See, National Aluminium, the stock has witnessed a one directional rally. So, what I would suggest in this particular counter is till the time the stock does not breach its 20-day moving average, that comes a bit far away, that is 320. But that's the type of volatility that the stock has witnessed. Till the time this particular zone is not breached, you should continue holding on to your positions. The aluminum prices have skyrocketed, and along with that, we have seen National Aluminium also, the particular stock, witness a sharp rally from 200. The stock has moved to 370 levels on the upside. So if you have a position, the 20-day moving average, which comes about 320 levels, that's the medium term support zone. Agar extreme short term hai, then it's better to consider the previous day's low that comes closer towards 350-51 levels as the trailing stop loss. On the upside, we could expect the stock to gradually move towards 390 levels. So that's the immediate target which we expect, 390, 394 levels on the upside. See, ITC, the problem is now the stock has demerged its hotel division as well. So now it's only the FMCG products and the tobacco products which are there in the ITC company. The recent announcement regarding the rate hikes, tax rate hikes on tobacco products, has led to the extreme sharp correction from 400. We have come towards 335 levels on the downside. It's better to wait it out. Agar aap ek short term trader ho, there is no expectation of an immediate extreme sharp pullback in ITC. If you are from a longer term fundamental perspective, then you can start gradually accumulating the stock in the range between 330 and 310 on the downside. Do note that ITC is a good dividend paying company. So if you have a long term horizon, only then consider it. Between anywhere between 2 to 3 years should be your horizon for the stock. That would be a good risk reward level. But from a trading perspective, clearly there is no indication on the daily chart जो बता रहा है कि एक extreme short term में there should be any major pullback in the counter. So now just let's quickly look at the large cap counters. Reliance. So Reliance Industries, if you see the chart structure, we are currently at the 200-day moving average. जो blue color का line जो है, that is the 200-day moving average for Reliance Industries. Today we have taken support at that particular zone and witnessed a decent pullback. Currently the stock is up 0.7, 0.8%. But Reliance Industries also came under a bit of pressure post the announcements regarding the sanctions which we could face. So we had seen Reliance correct from almost 1620 levels to almost 1460. This is an extremely sharp correction for Reliance Industries. So from an extreme short term perspective, today's low is of significance, or the next 20-30 points. So till the time, if you are from a short term perspective, then somewhere around 1420, 1430 should be the levels, because many times we just dip below the 200-day moving average and then we witness a pullback on the upside. So you should give the stock a bit of breathing space below the 200-day moving average as well. So 430, 420 should ideally be the stop loss for the counter, and if you have a position, you can hold it with a stop loss of 1420 levels. Larsen and Toubro, the stock has witnessed a sharp correction. This post a bit of announcements which came regarding the order book of the company. So there was a bit of in Kuwait, I suppose, wherein there was a bit of clarification which came about regarding a large pipeline deal, where which may go into rebidding phase. So that deal was somewhere around $8 billion or something. So that particular news has led to a bit of correction in the stock. We have seen the stock correct from 4,100 levels towards 3,800 currently. So from a relative short term, we could expect the continuation to be a bit more. The stock coming closer towards 3,800, 3,740 levels on the downside. So from an immediate short term perspective, there is definitely a bit of pressure which is there in the likes of Larsen and Toubro. Coming to HDFC, do note that this Saturday is the is the result for the company. So that would be the next major trigger for the stock. Currently, it's relatively underperforming. We have the stock which is clearly trading below its key short-term averages and the long-term average as well. So 930 is currently where we are placed, and clearly we are trading below the 200-day moving average. So that comes closer towards 962, 963 levels. So from a trader perspective, do not consider buying it at the current level. Better to wait it out, see how the results also come, then also give it few trading days, because HDFC as a stock is not going to really move one directional, and you're going to miss out on any trading opportunity. It will give you multiple times to enter, even if there is any major positive announcement also. And you can clearly see almost last 1.5 years the stock has been absolutely sideways in a 200 point range. So there is nothing major to write about in HDFC at the current juncture. Just let's quickly go to Infibeam. So Infibeam Avenues, if you see, the stock is currently trading at 15 rupees 50 paise. The stock has witnessed a correction in the last few trading sessions. The support zone for the stock comes closer towards the levels of 14, 14 and a half levels. Around 13, the maximum that you should consider is a stop loss of 13 on the downside. Trend reversal will be seen only once the stock manages to sustain above levels of 17.2. So currently, the trend is clearly on the negative side for Infibeam Avenues. The stock has witnessed a sharp decline in the last 25-30 trading sessions. So on the downside, it's better to maintain 1 rupee below the previous swing low. If that also is taken out, then definitely there is a bit of pain. So around 13 rupees is where you should maintain the stop loss. And on the upside, 17.2 is what the trend reversal is expected about. So Trent, if you see, the stock has witnessed an extremely sharp correction. The stock valuations were extremely stretched. The stock, if you see the in the last 1.5 year or so, the PE valuations had gone closer towards 100, and from there we have seen the stock come about a lot of correction. So almost from 6,200, that was in July, we have come closer towards 3,900 levels. So quickly on the weekly time frame, if you just have a look, the stock is absolutely trading at its 200-day moving average on the weekly time frame. So this particular zone where the 3,820 to 3,760, that's where the main support is for the stock, even on the longer time frame. So if you have a position, you can consider the stop loss of 3,760 as the stop loss. But do note that this particular stock is facing a lot of competition. A lot of competitors have entered this particular segment, and the type of growth that the company was previously delivering is it's not able to generate that type of growth. So that's why we have seen a bit of it's not a bit of correction, it's a quite a large correction that we have seen since 14th of October 2024. That time the stock was at 3,450. From there we have come to 3,900 levels. So I would suggest to maintain a stop loss of 3,760 in the particular stock. So Rama Phosphate, if you see, the stock is relatively range bound, but generally these stocks tend to do a bit good ahead of the budget, because there is focus regarding the farming sector. So any positive development over there could lead to a bit of pullback in some of the these type of companies like Coromandel International, Rallis India, Rama Phosphate. So currently we have the stock at 179. The recent swing high itself, that is 192, is the current resistance. Any breakout above 192, we could expect a move towards 215 to 30 levels on the upside. While on the downside, the main support zone is closer towards 163 levels. So it's quite a volatile stock, but if you have a position, short-term position, then 163 would be your stop loss. And on the upside, any breakout above 190, 193, we could get a move towards 230 levels. So Tech Mahindra, the main focus is would be on the results. The results are expected in this week itself within the next few trading sessions. That would be the main trigger for the counter. Currently, if you look at the chart structure, 1630 is the resistance for the stock. Any breakout that we get above 1330 levels, we could expect positive momentum in the stock. And on the downside, clearly the levels of 1530, 1520 should be considered as the ideal stop loss. So coming to Capstone, so Capstone, if you see the price action, it's post a long consolidation phase. We witnessed a sharp breakout last Friday, and then once again the stock has gone into a consolidation. But these type of price action generally have positive triggers. So anytime we witness the stock move about 327, 330, currently it is at 317. We should expect a further move towards 360 on the upside. So if you have a position, it may consolidate for the next few trading sessions, but any breakout that we get about 330 should take the stock towards the mark of 345, 360 from a medium term perspective. And the stop loss on the downside would be the mark of 296. Just a quick update regarding Zaggle Prepaid. So Zaggle Prepaid, if you see, the stock is clearly underperforming and it's under pressure. We can expect the downturn to continue. There is nothing on the chart which is at present indicating any sign of reversal on the daily or the weekly time frame. Trend reversal will be seen only once the stock moves about 340 levels. That's a bit of far away, almost 10.5%, but that's where the main resistance zone is 336, 340 level. So till the time the stock is below these levels, you can clearly expect it to test the levels of 270, 280 on the downside. So Hindustan Zinc, today we have got a fresh breakout. See, these are stocks. This is the type of volatility from 650 to 588 levels. The type of correction which comes also is extremely severe. So you should trade the metal stocks with a strict stop loss, or you should have the appetite to take that type of risk. It's not for everyone. Currently, we have the stock Hindustan Zinc at 650 levels. So there is expectation that in the union budget also there may be some developments regarding rare earth metals. It's not that Hindustan Zinc has some rare earth metals, but in the metal space in general has shown extremely positive momentum over the last few trading sessions. So I would recommend that if you have a position, you should be able to take a stop loss anywhere between 6 to 7%, because that's the type of volatility that the stock witnesses on a day-to-day basis. If we tell 2-3%, that gets wiped out even within a day or so as well. But definitely there is positive price action currently. So what you can do is you can take the previous day low, that is 621, as the trailing stop loss, and you can consider to and buy it in a gradual manner. No position should be taken complete 100% position at the current price itself. You can test it. The chart structure is clearly positive, so you can enter with a 60-70% position at the current levels. Any pullback that we get, you can further add on to the positions. So we have already discussed regarding IRFC. So Bharat Forge, if you see, the stock has been gradually on an uptrend. Clearly, it is on a steady up move. We have the price at 1,453. What you can do is, if you have a position, please do continue holding it. The immediate stop loss would be 1410. Till the time 1410 holds, we expect the move to continue on the positive side. That's this particular mark, 1490, 1493 is where the resistance is. So last 15-20 trading sessions, we have been absolutely range bound, but we expect the stock to continue its relative outperformance. If you see, Bharat Forge is one counter which has done relatively well in this chart structure of the market as well. So 410 would be the immediate stop loss on the downside. And on the upside, if you want to take a fresh position, if you already have it, then continue holding it. Fresh, it would be better to consider once there is any major breakout above 1490 levels. So let's go to IDFC First Bank. So this is the last question that I'll be able to take due to time constraints. I'll not be able to take any further questions. So the last set of four stocks, I'll just quickly take it up. So IDFC First Bank, if you see, the stock is currently taking a bit of support at its 50-day moving average. Post the sharp correction yesterday, we have witnessed a gradual uptick. But we have a positive view. See, the recent announcement by the RBI regarding the rate cuts, banking stocks are expected to deliver a good set of results in the next 2 quarters. So the current quarter and the next quarter, especially the last quarter of the financial year, means that generally which comes about in March, April. So that particular quarter results is expected to be relatively positive in comparison to the past 6 months of data. So banking stocks in general have started to react positively. Today we have seen Axis Bank do really well. Its numbers are not come out yet, but it's showing positive traction. And it's better to wait also if the two heavyweight counters, ICICI Bank and HDFC, will be announcing their results later this week, that is on Saturday. And post that, we could expect a decent momentum in the banking stocks. So GMR Airport, post witnessing a really good rally, has now gone into a bit of sideways consolidation. But this is one stock which is expected to relatively do well. When the markets rebound, we have a positive view that the stock could gradually move towards 115, 120 levels on the upside. So at the immediate current juncture, the support zone would be 96, 93 levels. Until that time holds, we expect the stock to gradually move on the upside towards 115, 120 on the upside. So Natco Pharma, post witnessing a very sharp correction from 950, we had come towards 850, and the last two trading sessions we have witnessed a positive move. Post forming a bullish harami candlestick on the daily chart, we have witnessed a positive price action today as well. So what you can do is, if you have a position, hold it with a stop loss of 857 level. 857, 863 is the main support zone. Till the time this particular zone holds, we expect once again the stock to move towards 910, 920 levels from an immediate short term perspective. So if you have a position, like I mentioned, 857 should be your stop loss. On an upside, we could expect the price to move towards 910, 920 levels. That's it in today's session. I'm sorry I will not be able to take any further questions due to time constraint. But whichever questions we have missed out, you can please do join in our session. Every day we have it at 12:30, and my colleague Ashwin would definitely solve your queries in the sessions to come. Thank you, and have a happy trading session to all our friends. Thank you so much.